Welcome to Religion Unpacked. The Gospels the Church didn't want you to read. Introduction, the forbidden texts. Imagine a different version of the Christ story. A Mary Magdalene, who is Jesus' most beloved disciple, not a prostitute, teaching profound spiritual secrets. A Thomas who sees Jesus not as a savior who died for sins, but as a wise teacher who reveals the divine spark within each of us. A Judas Iscariot who is not a traitor, but a loyal disciple following a secret command from Jesus himself. These are not fan fiction. These are ancient texts discovered over a century ago, written by early Christians. They are called the Gnostic Gospels. For centuries, these Gospels were lost, condemned, and deliberately suppressed by the early Christian church. For a long time, the only things we knew about them were what their fiercest critics wrote, denouncing them as heresy. But in the mid-20th century, a monumental discovery brought them back to light, challenging everything we thought we knew about early Christianity. So what are these forbidden Gospels? Who were the Gnostics? Why did the early church fight so hard to suppress them? And what do they tell us about the hidden history of Christianity? Let's unpack the Gospels the church didn't want you to read. Part 1. What is Gnosticism? The core ideas. To understand the Gnostic Gospels, we must first understand Gnosticism itself. Gnosticism was a diverse set of religious and philosophical movements that flourished in the same early Christian centuries, 1st to 4th AD. It was not a single, unified religion, but a broad spiritual current. The core idea of Gnosticism revolved around Gnosis, Gnosis, a Greek word meaning knowledge or insight. But not just any knowledge. It was a secret, spiritual knowledge, a direct, intuitive understanding of the divine. Key Gnostic beliefs often included dualism, a fundamental distinction between the spiritual world, good, perfect, and the material world, evil, flawed. The Demiurge, the idea that the physical world was not created by the true supreme God, but by a lesser, ignorant, or even malevolent deity called the Demiurge, often identified with the God of the Old Testament. Divine spark. Humans possess a divine spark or fragment of the true supreme God trapped within their material bodies. Salvation through Gnosis. Salvation is achieved not through faith in Jesus' sacrifice or adherence to moral laws, but through acquiring this secret Gnosis, awakening the divine spark within and realizing one's true, divine self. Jesus as a revealer. Jesus was seen as a divine messenger or teacher who came to impart this secret Gnosis, rather than primarily as a savior who died for sins. Many Gnostics believed Jesus only seemed to have a physical body, Docetism, because pure spirit could not become entangled with evil matter. Part 2. The discovery of Nag Hammadi, a library buried in sand. For centuries, Gnosticism was known primarily through the writings of early church fathers like Irenaeus of Lyons, who vehemently denounced them as heresies. The Gnostics themselves seemed to vanish. Then, in December 1945, near the town of Nag Hammadi in Upper Egypt, a local peasant named Muhammad Ali al-Saman made an accidental discovery. While digging for fertilizer, he stumbled upon a large clay jar. Inside, he found 13 leather-bound papyrus codices, ancient books. This was the Nag Hammadi Library, a collection of over 50 Gnostic texts, including previously unknown Gospels, epistles, and apocalypses. These texts had been hidden by monks around 390 AD, likely to protect them from destruction by Orthodox Christians. The discovery was as significant for understanding early Christianity as the Dead Sea Scrolls were for understanding early Judaism. It gave us, for the first time, the actual voices of the Gnostics. Part 3. What do the Gnostic Gospels say? Challenging orthodoxy. The Nag Hammadi texts revealed a vibrant, diverse, and often wildly different landscape of early Christian thought. The Gospel of Thomas. This is a collection of 114 sayings, logia, attributed to Jesus, without any narrative account of his birth, life, crucifixion, or resurrection. It presents Jesus as a wisdom teacher, encouraging seekers to find the light within and know yourselves. It includes sayings like, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. If you do not have that within you, what you do not have within you will kill you." The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. This gospel portrays Mary Magdalene as Jesus' most beloved and insightful disciple, the one who truly understood his teachings. It suggests she received special revelations from Jesus that even Peter and Andrew did not understand, leading to friction and jealousy among the male disciples. This challenged the burgeoning patriarchal structure of the early church. The Gospel of Philip. This text offers a different perspective on Jesus' relationship with Mary Magdalene, speaking of her as his companion and suggesting he kissed her often on her mouth, leading to speculation about a romantic relationship, though Gnostics often used kiss metaphorically for spiritual union. It also includes Gnostic teachings about sacraments and the nature of God. The Secret Book of John, Apocryphon of John. This text gives a comprehensive Gnostic cosmology, describing the creation of the universe, the fall of humanity, and the role of the Demiurge. These Gospels presented a Christianity focused on inner spiritual knowledge, direct revelation, and often elevating the feminine divine, standing in stark contrast to the emerging hierarchical, institutional, and sacrifice-oriented orthodoxy. Part 4. The Great Divide, Heresy and Orthodoxy. The theological conflict between Gnosticism and what became Orthodox Christianity was fierce. The proto-Orthodox Church Fathers, like Irenaeus of Lyons and Tertullian, systematically attacked Gnostic teachings. Canon formation. The Church deliberately selected and standardized the four Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, along with other New Testament books, forming the biblical canon we know today. Texts like the Gnostic Gospels were explicitly excluded. Apostolic succession. The Orthodox Church emphasized the authority of bishops who could trace their lineage back to the apostles, ensuring a consistent teaching. Gnostics claimed direct, secret revelation. The Incarnation. The Orthodox belief in Jesus as fully God and fully human, who suffered and died for sins, was central. Gnostic Docetism, Jesus only seemed human, undermined the entire concept of atonement. The material world. The Orthodox view held that God created a good world, even if fallen. Gnostic disdain for the material world contradicted this. By the 4th century, Gnosticism was largely suppressed, branded as heresy, and its texts were destroyed. The Nag Hammadi Library survived only because it was hidden. Conclusion: the enduring legacy and questions. The rediscovery of the Gnostic Gospels in 1945 forced scholars to completely rethink the origins of Christianity. It revealed that early Christianity was far more diverse and vibrant than previously imagined, a dynamic landscape of competing ideas. It shows us that the winners wrote the history, and the voices of the losers were silenced for centuries. These texts raise profound questions. What if a different version of Christianity had triumphed? What was the true nature of Jesus' message? How much of our understanding of faith is shaped by power dynamics and historical decisions? The Gnostic Gospels invite us to reconsider the foundations of our beliefs, to look beyond the accepted narrative, and to unpack the forgotten chapters of one of the world's most influential religions. And that is the fascinating story of the Gospels the Church didn't want you to read, Unpacked. Welcome to Religion Unpacked. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a new upload.